If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that about a year and a half ago, I got a small little studio office space right on Pearl Street. The course of my time there has been wonderful. I created my first full collection there, Body Count. Since then, I've learned a ton about art and design. I went to Paris for 4 months to study at Parsons, and I started making YouTube videos about the things that I make and how I make them. This year, I realized how important sharing that information is to me and how helpful and inspiring it can be to others who want to get into something similar. With this in mind, I was fortunate enough to be able to scale my operation up to a 1,000 square foot warehouse in Central Boulder to do just that, continue my independent practice, and share what I learn as I go. So without further ado, come check it out. As you walk in, you'll notice the space is partitioned in different areas, each with their own focus to the design process. To the right when you walk in is a clothing rack that has some reference garments on it, and right above that is the new Polaroid wall. Everyone that visits can get a Polaroid they can sign and decorate as a form of keeping a guest book. To the left is one of the coolest parts of the new space, the photo area. I never had the room to have a permanent photo studio setup, which made any documentation or proper editorial photography quite difficult and just really time consuming to set up and take down. Having this dedicated corner of the room for just that is amazing and makes grabbing a quick shot so much easier. I even have a little iMac tether cart that I built a little platform on using scrap wood and scrap leather I had lying around. It's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but it works and I like it. Front and center here is my bread and butter, the desk. I started using my video light with a softbox as a work light at the old studio, and now have the means to set it up as a full-time direct overhead light, and I just really love the vibe it brings to the central work area. It's soft, bright, neutral, and fully non-invasive. Plus, it's just a light on a C-stand, so if I need to move it for a shoot or for any other reason, I can do that in an instant. On one side of the desk is the research area. Here we have the printer, cork boards, and whiteboards, as well as a shelf of in-progress work. This area is meant to be open to ideas at multiple levels of fidelity, free of classification or purpose. Ideally, it's supposed to be mentally stimulating rather than a tidy organization of creative concepts. Next to that is a wonderful new purchase just for the studio, these metal shelves, and let me tell you, ooh, how I love these already. Having tons of small little tools and objects cluttered around the old studio was a constant source of distraction for me, and being able to take out almost every tool I use for any part of the design process and throw it somewhere out of sight helps clear my mind and focus on the task at hand so much it's crazy. It's all sort of thrown in here, but also feels like a controlled chaos, at least to me. The second drawer down is all of my trims and hardware. Ribbon, elastic cording, buttons, snaps, rivets, hooks, grommets, garment tags. You get the idea. The final drawer has all of my tools for my tooling needs when I need a tool of some sort. On the other side of the desk is the new sewing corner. Here we've got all the classics, the DDL 8700 straight stitch, the MO 6714S serger, and the Kingmax 1541S leather machine. All absolute tanks. I also finally have my iron connected to the overhead light of the ironing board because when this thing is on, the light on the power switch actually turns off once it's to temperature and has no indication that it is on after that. So there have been times where I've accidentally left it on for extended periods of time without realizing, and now I finally have it so that the iron cannot be turned on unless this light is also on, which is a nice visual reminder. Finally, the back corner of the studio is the chill area. Here is the prime spot to hang out, lay down, play some Xbox, or even just work more comfortably in a chair with a proper back. This Pelican case also doubles as both a coffee table and extra tool storage. Both the couch and the chair were free marketplace pickups, and I gotta say, they're well worth the money. Behind the couch is a giant clothing rack that holds all of my work, and this isn't necessarily everything I've ever made, but everything on this rack was made by me. I'll probably find a better place to permanently install these at some point, but I like them here for now. This studio also has a nifty little bathroom closet that I use to store cleaning supplies, fabrics, and other miscellaneous stuff that I want out of the way. I'm also opening up the walls in here to be graffitied because I think in time it'll fill up with some fun doodles. With all of this new space, there's plenty that I'm sure will get added in due time, namely a fridge and a microwave, because at the moment there's really nowhere to cook anything. Plus, I would love to make the roof of the bathroom area a little cozy hangout spot, but as of right now, the foundation in there is the landlord special, so I'm gonna need to reinforce that a little bit first. There are lots of other little trinkets and objects sprinkled around the space, but generally speaking, that's pretty much it. I'll continue to post updates as the space grows and evolves, and as I start to do more events here for music, art education, and maybe a fashion show or two. Speaking of which, my first event here is going to be an open studio. It'll be this Friday the 3rd from 6 p.m. to about 9 p.m. I'll post more about it on my Instagram story if that is of interest, but definitely come, say hi, and get a Polaroid on the wall. That's all I have for you today, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.